Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to go over my significant figures for my solution stoichiometry problem. So here's my problem all worked out. I'm going to take a look at my significant figures. So if I'm looking at calculating my moles of potassium hydroxide, again, I'm not going to worry about my moles of iron 3 nitrate because I didn't use that number. So if I'm looking at my moles of potassium hydroxide, you can see I have 3 sig figs in my molarity. Again, that's just given to me for my problem. Here for my liters of solution, of course, I converted from milliliters to liters, but that does not change my sig figs. So I have 4 sig figs for my liters of solution. Be very careful that you do not drop these zeros that were up here. Those are significant. So I have 4 sig figs in my liters of solution. Therefore, I should have 3 sig figs in my moles of potassium hydroxide, so I should be rounding to that 7. Again, I carried my digits forward to prevent rounding error. Let's take a look at the next page. So here I've got my moles of potassium hydroxide. Again, I'm rounding right here. That should have 3 significant figures. Mole ratio, of course, is exact. So my moles, I should be rounding right there for 3 sig figs. Now I plug that into my formula for molarity. Again, here's my rounding that has 3 sig figs. So when I'm adding up my volumes to get my total volume at the end, of course, notice I converted these from milliliters to liters. That doesn't change my significant figures. Because I'm adding, I'm looking at decimal places. And I see that I have 5 decimal places here, 5 decimal places here. My total volume is actually right here, and you can see that has 5 decimal places. Now when I plug that in to do my multiplication division, that is going to have 5 sig figs. So my moles of iron 3 hydroxide are going to limit my final calculation. I should be rounding to this decimal place right there. Again, you can see in my final answer I have 3 sig figs. It can be a little bit tough to determine sig figs when you're switching back and forth between addition, subtraction, and multiplication, division. So just make sure you keep in mind what kind of mathematical operation you are doing to make sure you get your significant figures correct. Thanks for watching.